What's going on, guys? Dropadooski here. Today we're going to do another beginner's guide for Path of Exile, and this one is going to go over how to turn your random minor currencies into chaos. So in our last video we went through the ins and outs of speed farming, for the brand new player, running and gunning, setting up a dump tab, filling it up before you check it. In this one, we've now run, and as you can see here, I went ahead and separated out a whole bunch of things that we got. I set up some runs and did some runs on stream after I did the video, and I wanted to go over a couple of different options with you guys as to how you can turn all of these currencies up here and your fragments and some other things into chaos the easy way. Now, there are two main ways to do this. You can either, if you've gone ahead and bought yourself some of these tabs, like your currency tab or your fragments tab, you can do them from right here, right? So if you're new and you haven't done this before via the fragments, I know a lot of you guys have done like a quad tab that's public, and you go ahead and set a value on an item. Well, you can do that with the frag and the currency tabs as well, right? So if you come here, set this to public, each item individually priced, and then for instance you wanted to sell these fragments. Now what we'll do is use our POE trade macro, check the price on these bad boys, and it's about 0.56 or 0.6 per frag. So you could just go negotiable price, chaos, and then 0.6 here, and we'll see if it'll take 0.6 on the actual tab. I'm not sure if it does. Yeah, see, it does. So you could just do it via the tabs here, but there's another way that I'm going to show you. Now you can do this similarly with the currency tab. So if you wanted to set an individual price here, you first set this to public, then you go through and you price out your vol orbs or any of that. Now what we're going to show you now is a trick that I've been using since I started. Someone showed me this, and for this specific trick you don't need to have any of the expensive tabs. So this is going to work out really cool for you guys if you don't have a lot of money to invest in Path of Exile. So if you guys have used the POE trade macro, a lot of you guys know if you do an advanced search, it pulls up the website. We are now at POE trade, right? This is the POE trade macro website. If you click this currency market button here up in the top right, you're taken here, which looks just like the standard POE trade, currency tab. Same functionality. I used to use this all the time. Sometimes I use them both. You can actually create your own custom store here, which is really cool. So what you're going to do is it'll say manage your shop here at the top, right? If you click that, if you read here, authorization required, please paste your control.poe.trade URL below. You actually get this from GGG, right? So you click this here URL link, right? It's going to ask you to log in and then take you to a private message. Here, what I did when I sent mine was just like need trade code. All I did was put that in the subject and send, right? Because you've already got your 2 here. I immediately got a response with my code. And then let's pull up my already logged in browser. Once you get that code, you put it into this website, and boom, now it says, have a good day, Dropadooski, log out if you want to. So you can pick the league that you're in, and then specifically what we're going to do, let's use an example here. So we want to do our vol orbs per se. So let's price out our vol orbs real quick. And we'll see that they're going for, on the low end, about 0.59 to 0.6125. So I'm just going to go with 0.6 for my vol orbs, right? So I have 10, 20, 30 that I want to sell. Let's go ahead and pull up a calculator, and we'll do 30 times 0.6, 18C, right? So with this shop that we can create, I can say what I want to sell. I want to sell vol orbs, 30, and I would like to get 18C in return, right? So now that I've set this up, I can click save and bump, and once you do this, it is now up and searchable on this and the regular POE trade currency area, right? When you go to buy currency, you can now see that Dropadooski has 30 vol orbs for sale for 18C, right? You can do this for all of your currencies and anything else that you could potentially get from those currency tabs, right? Meaning you can do it for the timeless splinters, you can do it for incubators, you can do it for any of this stuff. It's really, really cool. So what I'll end up doing is after I've done some speed running for a couple of hours, you click Legion here and you're still seeing your little store item. The one thing I want to mention is once you sell this item, you need to come in here and remove this store because you're going to keep getting whispered. But what I'll do after I run is I'll keep pricing out things, right? I've got, 20, 40, 60, 80, 117 jewelers. If I wanted to convert them that way, I could, or I could flip them over to, fusings and sell them that way. This is 1389 to 1429. So we'll just go like a 1-4 flat on this. So 1-4 flat would be, let's do our calculator again, 0.14 times 117, times 117, and we'll get 16.38. So you could do 16.3. I normally just round down so I can get them sold right away, right? So if we wanted to do new offer, jeweler's orb, and this does autofill for you, 117, 16C, and then save and bump, right? So once you save and bump, it's up and for sale. So every time you want to add another item, you can do new offer. So you can just sit here and kind of go through and sell these things, right? So what your ultimate goal is going to be is to convert all of this into chaos. And the nice thing about doing it with this store setup is if you take yourself about 45 minutes and you set up and price everything, especially for you guys out there that don't have the the nice currency tab or the nice fragments tab, you can, do this very, very simply, get them set up, and then you just start popping in maps and keep running and gunning, right? You get in there, you start, running some maps, filling up another dump tab because this one's already all set up and ready to go. And then you start getting whispers and you start selling these items. It's a really, really cool trick. And it's something that I learned really early on. And it saved me a boatload of time, right? You can convert, I think the other night we had like a full quad tab full of random stuff. And I set up all my stores, and within, maybe an hour, hour and a half of me just continuing to run and map, I literally converted everything in this tab over to chaos. Now, one last little tidbit of info here. Don't forget that if you've got a bunch of gems, I like to pick them up depending on how far along and how much currency you have. Anytime that they have quality, you can go and flip them for gem cutters prisms, right? These gem cutters prisms are worth a lot of dough after you get up a whole bunch of them, right? You get a nice stack of gem cutters prisms, and these are going for 1.28, 1.3. So let's do like 1.28 times, what do we got? 18 times 18, 23.4. So we get 23C for these gem cutters. So we're gonna put up one more store. Let's do gem cutters, so you guys can see the process one more time. Oops, not promise. We want gem prisms, 18 for 23C. And you can do this for the exalts, you can do it for anything, right? So you can set it up to trade for anything. What is it not like? Gem cutter prism for, I have an empty line, so and dump. Okay, so you can't have an empty line when you set up your store. But as you can see, we're starting to get whispers coming in. They're all trying to buy stuff from the tab that I set to public, but these will go through too. Now the trade site has been kind of wonky lately. A lot of times, like we had just done Vol Orbs, a lot of times you can come pretty much immediately and go search, and there I am, Wild Dusky, 30 up for 18C, right? You can find yourself just about immediately for any of these items that you put up. Let's see if gem cutters are there already, because we just posted them. Sometimes it's instant, sometimes it's not. But once you set it up, you just kind of go and forget about it, right? Let's see, Wild Dusky right there. See, so I've got 18 for 23C. And once they're there, you're good. You're good to go. Guys, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. The whole key or intent for these short guides is so you guys that are brand new can start doing the speed farming that a lot of the guys that you're watching on Twitch are doing. They're converting their lesser currencies into those chaos, into those exalts, and they're doing it really, really efficiently. And that's how they're pulling in and getting really, really good gear. You know, the faster you get and the more efficient you get at this, the better. What we've been doing, just as a small tip, is there's 3 of us, right, that have been running for most of the entire league. We alternate who has this job every other day, right? So some days it's me. At the end, they give me everything that they had picked up because we just set it on all open loot and we grab everything we can. And then at the end, you give it to the person that needs to sell. And, you know, if I'm just going to be sitting here watching Twitch or watching Netflix or whatever, I'll set up my stores and just chill for a couple hours. And then the next day they get on and I'm like, here's your 2X, you know, or here's your 200C or whatever it was that we got yesterday while we ran for a couple hours. It's a really nifty trick, and especially for you guys that can't afford to buy the tabs, do it this way. Even if you have just the bare bones, you can get these stores set up and get these currencies swapped in no time. Guys, if you haven't seen my Twitch stream, it's twitch.tv/dropadooski. Come on by anytime. I'm on 5 days a week. I can answer your questions live. We can get you an invite to the Discord so you can ask anytime whether I'm live or not. And if you guys have other tips or other ways that you convert these currencies, throw a comment in the description below. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Good luck on the runs, and we will see you soon. Peace.